Okay, so remember that we have started with you setting up a Photoshop document, and then we're going to bring our two picture files in and edit them. So you'll see here, this is my workspace. My toolbar is missing. Might have accidentally closed that, so remember we go Window, and I go down, Tools, and it's got a little, now if you look at it, it's got a little click and that tells you what's available and what's up. Okay, when we're setting up a new file in Photoshop, we go File, New. We can also hit Command N, as you see here. That tells us the shortcut key. I'm going to click on that. Here, there's not much you need to change. It's pretty automatic when you come up. There's a couple of things you need to check. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the title so that I know what I'm calling it and I know where to look for. And then here I want to check that it's international paper. If it's anything else, you just click on it and make sure it's on international paper. Then you want to see here, just check, it should also automatically come up as 300 pixels per inch. That should all be automatic, so I'm going to go OK. Now on my desktop, remember we've downloaded and we've saved our two files we want to work with. I'm going to click history away because it's in my way. First thing that I want us to do is get rid of our little padlock so that we've got a little bit more flexibility. So I double click. It's okay to call it layer 0, no problem. You'll see that the little padlock has disappeared. Now remember, the first thing I'm going to bring in is Ducky. Oops. Okay. Now remember, when it's got these boxes, it's Photoshop asking you to do something. So I'm going to hit enter and then it's placed in there. Then I'm also going to drag in tomatoes. That's going to come in as well. Again, it's asking for me to do something because we can see what's called the bounding box here. So I'm going to hit that. Now I don't want Ducky behind tomatoes. Remember, we can see that on our layers, that Ducky is underneath tomatoes. So I'm going to drag Ducky up. And also remember, if last time we talked about, if it's got this little symbol in the corner, we need to do something called rasterizing. So you either right click on your mouse pad or you can hold down Control and click on your Mac. You're going to rasterize the layer. Now I'm going to then click on tomatoes. Even though we can't see it, we can still do the same thing. So I'm going to right click, rasterize, and you'll see that the little symbols in the bottom right corner have disappeared. Now we're going to delete Ducky's background. So remember, I'm going to change to my magic wand tool. If it isn't the magic wand tool, remember to use your resources you made, which label the toolbar, and I can hold it down and change it to the magic wand. Now, I'm not on the right layer, so if I don't click on Ducky, it'll delete things from Tomatoes layer, which I don't want. So now I'm going to go into Ducky and see we've got the little running ants. I'm going to hit delete. There's another little, then remember that if I want to get rid of the little running ants, Command D. Alright guys, so now if I look at tomatoes, I can see that tomatoes is here and there's lots of them here. So I'm going to actually just turn that off so they're not in my way and not distracting. Remember that I'm going to go back to the move tool and remember the other little trick I taught you, Command plus, which helps us zoom up. Now remember, the last time we now changed to a different tool because we're going to delete Ducky's eyes, which may seem a little cruel, but you can handle it. So I'm going to now make a shape about the right size for Ducky's eye. I'm using my arrow keys now to delete it, and I'm going to hit the delete key. Bye bye Ducky eye. Got to get rid of the running ants before I move over. Now over here, we've kind of got a bit of a circle, but it's a bit different. So I'm going to make a circle to begin with. And I can delete that bit, bam. Get rid of the running ants, Command D, and then I go to the erase key, the erase tool. Now here, see my erase tool is quite small. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. So then it's a bit easier, maybe a bit bigger. That's pretty good. So I'm going to delete it, delete. Really, I'm just clicking little bits at a time so that it can line up with the circle I've already deleted. Oh, it doesn't matter if you go a bit over. See, I've gone a bit over there. Doesn't matter. Okay, now Ducky is pretty eyeless. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to zoom out, Command minus, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put tomatoes in Ducky's eyes. So I'm going to turn Ducky off for a second, and I'm going to choose, I think I'm going to choose this one down here. I like this one. So I'm going to go back to my marquee tool, and I'm going to try and select this. Now you can see it's a bit overly, but I'll tell you a trick. If I hold down the shift key while I'm doing this, it will keep the shape really round. Okay, I have to try again because it's not okay. So see how that's too small? It didn't work, so I'm going to do it again. I think I probably have to move that a little bit easier to access for me. So I'm going to do, now I'm going to go back to my marquee tool. I'm going to hold down the shift key and I'm dragging. There you go. That's a pretty good circle. It's pretty right size, but I'm going to have to move a little bit so I get the most of the tomato. Okay, see that? Got the tomato that I want. I'm going to, now I'm actually going to copy this onto a new layer. So I go Command C and Command V, and you'll see magically up here another layer is made. So I'm going to go tomato 1. Okay, now the next eye, if I turn Ducky back on, the next eye is a bit of a different shape. So I might choose a different tomato just for fun. So I think I might choose, let's have a look. I have to go back to the move tool if I want to move the tomatoes around. Oh, and click on the right layer, always important. Let's do, I think I'll do this one because I can turn it around. But now this one, I don't want an exact circle. Yeah, that looks good to me because I can change the shape. So I'm going to Command C, Command V, and you'll see tomato 2 arrives over here. Ooh. Okay, now I've got my 2 tomatoes, so I can turn this layer off actually, and then I want Ducky back on. Now they're behind him, that's perfect for me. What I'm going to do, I'm clicking on tomato 2 and I want to turn it round so that it fits in this space. Oh, actually no, I'll put them in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Command T, which is transform. You can see it brings up the bounding box here, and I'm going to rotate. And now I'm going to click and drag while it's still in the right place. Oh, see, it's way too big. I'm going to hit return. I think I might make Ducky a bit bigger too, so I have to click on Ducky. Make him much bigger so you can see it. Command T. Make Ducky a bit bigger. Oh, just fitting in. Now when I've got these remember that if you've got the bounding box here, you have to hit enter, otherwise Photoshop won't know what to do. Okay, I'm going to go to tomato 2 now, and I want tomato 2 to be much smaller so it fits in the eye a little bit better. So I can drag it down. Let me see, does it fit now? Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I need to find tomato 2. Where is it? Now that's what's amazing too, is that even though it's behind here, because I've clicked on this, I can find it. Now I'm going to put it over here, and I've hit Command T. I'm dragging it smaller so he fits in the eye a bit better. Dragging it smaller. So I'm going to fit right in there. Oh, I need to make him a bit bigger. So I've got the shift key down on this too so it stays square and it doesn't make it wonky shaped, what we call skewed. Alright, and there is my Ducky with tomato eyes. Now if you're a bit fast, you can actually add some effects to the eyes. This little button down here, this is just some extra for experts. This is the FX, literally means FX. You can see it's got a few different things here. So I'm going to try bevel and emboss. And I'm probably going to try and make it really strong, big. Oh, look, see, that made a big change. Okay, so that's one eye done. And then I'm going to click on tomato 2. I want to do the same thing. Okay, now I'm going to make it big. Big. Yeah, there we go. And I might make it big here too. Cool, now he's got funny, weird, strange eyes. And I'm also now going to add a little drop shadow to Ducky. So I click on Ducky's layer, FX, down we go. Yeah, let's do drop shadow. Now you'll see there's a little line that's appeared up here. This is our shadow. I'm actually Going to make that bit bigger, make that bit bigger, so you can play with all of these things. Now it's pretty, oh yeah, there you go. Ooh, look at Ducky. It's got some creepy dark eyes now. Okay, so that's a little bit extra for experts. I'm introducing you to the FX panel. You've got a little bit of a better handle on your layers. I double click them to rename them, just like we did for layer 0. Okay,